but I don't see them nosing anything on the surface yet. There's the pedals, the joystick. Yeah.
Hi there guys, get asked all the time, why does everything look so different when people come back to fishing after 30 years? So
It might almost be fish of the day this, or fish of the afternoon. There's two fish here. You need to get a competitive feeding with them. Well, now he's scrapping. Well, no guessing where I am today. I'm down at Angler's Paradise and I'm fishing on the koi lake, and I'm going to try and catch, yeah, a koi. Years and years ago, there used to be loads and loads of sort of arrowhead lilies and that here, but they're not here now. It seems strange seeing it all clear. There's plenty of fish out there moving around and cruising around. Of course, whether they're going to take or not. There's even a plastic one down there, look. There's a lot of clearing work they've done. It's pretty clear around here, so I've got a feeling I'm going to be moving around and looking for fish. I mean, I've got my polarising glasses. You might or might not see them under the surface there. In the shiny areas you can't really see them, but in that shadow area of the island I can see them cruising around all the time. I'm sure I can entice them up on bread. That's what most people will be using here. They've got these lovely pagodas, and they really are nice, you know, that they use for priority for disabled, it says there. But lovely setting. They've been there years, those. I mean, they've been really well built. I would imagine that's why they're doing so well. You can't say they're not in here. They're in here. It's up to the anglers to catch them. And of course, they've got the accommodation here as well if you want. A bar, I'll probably show you that later. So what I'm doing is I'm doing an overnighter. I've got a new catfish lake. I'm going to be doing an overnighter on the catfish lake, just drying it. And I've got an afternoon. Well, I'm not going to waste it at Angler's Paradise. That's why it's called that. So I'm going to try and catch something bright and cheerful for you in colouring of fish. Previously, I used to free line in this place, but when I used to come up, I've been here for 2 years, so not like I'm local, but there's plenty of fish in here. Used to free line, but you're limited, and if you just dap the water with the crust, you know, to soak it a bit, give it a bit of casting weight, that'll get up. A lot of times it comes off, so I'm going for the standard Avon rod. I've got a waggler locked on the time, float fishing effectively, and I shot it right down to there, and about 15 inches from there I'm going to put the crust. I've got just a little match catapult there to catapult some bread out, because if I was throwing it by hand I'm limited on distance, and that means I'm limited, you know, for bringing fish in, which I find I've got a little bit of breeze coming behind me, so that should push the crust out. I don't want it drifting away, taking the feeding fish with it if they feed, and then it drift out of my distance casting. So the waggler float gives me a little option. The other thing is, if you see the fish take the bait, that's fine. It's, you know, you can see it, you can strike. If you don't see it, they start getting really twitchy, just knocking at the bed, trying to knock it off. Wait for the float to go, either even tip sideways like that. It tells me that the fish has pulled the line sideways if it just goes like that. So I'm going to give it a go. Regular bread, that's all I've got. And catapult some out and see if we can get something feeding on the surface. I forgot to tell you, I'm going to try this stuff. Not selling it, I've had it in my tackle room like that for ages. It's called a copolymer line. So it's really smooth. It looks brand new to me. It is brand new, trust me, because they didn't have the right £6 line I had for fishing generally. So I spooled up with this, whatever this is, £9 or something. 0.18 was it? Something that fine? I've no idea what that is in English. But so heavier than I would normally use, but should get me a bit more casting. It's like, sort of, I can describe it, it's sort of slippery, very smooth and slippery. Well, it would be, it's not been ground up and down on a fish like my old 2-year-old line. So we'll see what we can do. I'm expecting, I want one that looks like a giant goldfish. I want one of the light kois, and I want one of the multicoloured ones that look like a sort of goldfish with black marks on them. Just my little target. I think there are grass carp in it, but whether, you know, be a lucky catch, that one. But we'll see if we can't catch something. Ordinarily, if you're floater fishing properly, a tinned loaf, which is crusted all the way around, is better. But I got a regular sliced loaf. I bought a thick slice one called a toasty. It's thicker edge, because I want the edges which I peel off like this. like to use the end crusts for carp, really. It's, you know, just a bit thicker, aren't they? Save all these bits of crust, I'll show you in a minute about those. And then this can be broken up small, the centre. Now you could make a dough out of it and float fish it, look. Beneath the surface, mould it into a dough, pinch it flat on the hook, and that will catch fish as well. But the idea is to try and target a fish here, get something feeding on the surface, and then fingers crossed I can get one. Now this is fish, there's two anglers fishing over there, there's another guy here. But there's loads of lakes here, so many lakes. Right, I'm going to throw it out first, like this. Just to get an idea if anything's going to come up. Just use a single crust, cast it out and just wait, let the fish come up to it individually. But I don't see them nosing anything on the surface yet. If I blow out here, they've got another lake up there with some mirrors and I think commons in, smaller ones. We'll see if we can't catch something there. Nothing looking at the moment. I'm going to save my main crust pad. Oh, yeah, they're twitchy, I can see them looking at it. The pieces I broke off, I just squash them a little bit. Put the hook through once. Push the hook into it twice. Now you could, if you were margin fishing, just dap this on the surface once. I don't honestly bother because it's so soft. I'm just going to cast it out as it is. And there's one there, you're so twitchy. Now look, there's two fish here. You need to get a competitive feeding with them. So I'm just going to see if I can ease this back a bit, this piece of crust. And I'll probably actually, I think, go to the head cam. Well, I've got one hooked up to about, I don't know, 10 casts, I suppose. Let's see if we can get him in. And it should be really nice coloured fish. Something you don't see in many waters. That's the idea of coming here. Trying to get a koi or grass carp or something different. They really need the sun burning those clouds away. Come on, let's get one. Let's get one. I don't fancy to snag it. Oh, cry. Oh, there's trees here as well. He's going to go round it if I'm not careful. He has gone round it. Right, he's out. Let's see if we can get in. That was lucky. Look, there's a stake there, there's a stake here. Oh, now he's scrapping. Goodness me, didn't fight to start with. He's going now. I've got to watch these stakes. I wonder if I'm better off over this side. He swam the wrong way there. Look at the colours in this one. Hook's out. Now tell me, where else can you go and see something like this? That is just ridiculous. You see all the marks on his back which say make them valuable fish, and fantastic colour in the eye. Right, let's get him back. Wow, that didn't take too long, people. Now, what else can I catch? I feel there are more of those out there. That might have spooked him a little bit. I'll take a risk and see if I can get some of these out a little bit farther. These are sort of what I call the goldfish ones, are further out. It might just be on the limit of the casting range, but I have got a carp controller float as well. And the wind is going that way, so it's going to drift slowly. Got to allow for the moorhen to take a few. See, there's one over there that is going to take a piece of bread. He just nosed it. Well, that line seems okay I used. You see you hook one fish and they go quite spooky. Most of them seem over that way. Guys, I think I've got a different marking one here. I think I've got one of the darker ones. Basically, the float's not moving. I'm lucky enough with the light being as it is to see them actually take the bait. Now I've got to watch these stakes. Oh, no, not me. Please look at it. If there's a nail somewhere, I'm going to hook on it, aren't I? Just keep this one over this side. I'll watch the trees up here when I lift the rod up. And I'm fishing with a little bit of a lighter drag. They seem to want to fight when they're in closer. There's the waggler float. Wow, look at the colours. This is one of the dark ones. Sometimes I find the harder you pull them, the harder they pull back. And the sun is trying to come out through those clouds. All this with a loaf of bread, guys. And sort of the markings on fish that you won't get to see anywhere else. Not on the chance of fishing with rod and line. I think he's done. He's not big, but he's got some outlandish markings on him. That's ridiculous. Look at the marks on the back of that one there. Absolute patchwork, isn't it? Hasn't got quite that albino eye that the other one had. But if you can check that out, even right down into the tail there, it's got those nice markings. Lovely looking fish. And even in these fins, you see the lines go right through the fins as well. Let's get him back. Wow, 2 fish. I really want one of those giant goldfish ones though. Well guys, I think I'm going to have to move. The moorhens have mopped up all the bread. And of course, the more times I strike a missed fish, makes a noise in the water, and that's definitely made them super wary. So they've moved more down to the right there on the island. I think I might move swims, because you can see there's a duck or moorhen coming straight across to the one piece of bread I got out there. Purposely haven't thrown any more bread in, but he's going to come for it. And the wind just seems to come up very, very slowly. Just drift the bait about a bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go have a little walk around. Doesn't seem much showing over that side, but I will walk around there. Well, I've come around the other side opposite the pagoda. Quite a few fish there. I haven't seen any grass carp, but they're going to be tough to see in this colour water anyway. I've seen some big gold coloured ones over here. They seem to be on the move all the time. There's one there. A couple of bits bread gone out. Let's see if he takes it. He turned away, you see. He's quite twitchy. Guys, I'm on and I think I got Gordon the goldfish. This one's so bright it's ridiculous. In fact, I think I need 2 pairs of sunglasses. I'll put my hat on for this one. I've been stalking him with the float singly for a while. It's only when he came right around the margins he managed to trip up. It's just ridiculous colour. If I get it in. I haven't seen a grass carp, I have to say. Just check that one out, people. That is kind of crazy, isn't it? Can you imagine the size of aquarium you need to have that? I'll give it a little bit of upside down first there. Look at that. Hope you people aren't sick in there because you've got a goldfish and a man with a yellow hat on. I don't know what it is, £4, but it's all fun, isn't it? So I need a grass carp and something else. Only at Angler's Paradise. Well, they're certainly wised up. Very twitchy. In fact, they're not coming on the bed at all. But the guys over here were, I didn't see them catch anything at all, so I'm going to have a look in there. I think they were putting bait in. They weren't fishing off the surface, on bait on the bottom. They're doing a bit of repair work here, I see there. Now I can't see a bulk of them see round that side, or should I go around the back end of that island? Come on, Smith, tell me what to do. Thing is, when you get the gold ones, there's a guy over there, I think he's strimming the Amazon jungle. I think he started in Colombia, worked his way through Peru, and he's now come up to Beworthy. He's on his way to the Arctic tundra, and he'll start strimming all that moss. Ah, there's a gap of different fish there. I think it's going to be move, move, move. Right, let's grab the gear. Alright, let's have a little go here. It's a bunch of sort of 3 fish. Wow, it's tricky casting. I'm not even sure I can get out that far. He swam straight under it. There's one behind it coming. I'm not going to move. Big one. Oh yes, please. No, he's not having it. Look at his nose in it. No, he's gone. He sees either the hook or the line, as I described to you. Alright, let it sit just for a second. Because very often they run around in pairs. Well, perhaps not quite run around, swim around in pairs, Graeme. I haven't seen one grass carp. Years ago you would see the grass carp in here. Right, I'll click off, guys, until such time I locate some more. It's a big one going through there. I've had a few on takes with the float on sunken flake, where I put the float down here and sunk the flake, a piece of flake, not crust. And look, there's a nice gold one, because when I wind in, I'm fairly sure my bread's going to come off. We'll try him, we might get lucky. There we go, he's right in front of me. He's right in front of me. Look at him turn away, look. That's pretty cute, isn't it? If not, somewhat frustrating. Wow, that's in a bunch of them. Spooked most of them. See, now that flake's sinking. You'd be tempted to wind in, wouldn't you? Just strike it off, wind in, put another piece on, but I just let it sit there for a while. They've definitely got more spooky since I've had those, what, 3-4 fish. Oh, there's just one cruising here. I'm just trying to, no, he's gone out. I was trying to intercept him. I'm hoping that guy's going to run out of petrol soon. Oh, look at that. How sad is that? This piece of bread that I cast off my hook previously, look, he's still there. Now if I try and bring this in, it'll probably fall off the hook. We're on. Well, let's hope the camera was rolling for that one. Didn't need to see the float move. Quite a nice sized fish, this one actually. Very nice sized fish. Just twist that straight a bit. That's better. Here he comes, here he comes. No, don't go for the snags. Look, there's a gold one there as well. That's how close they will come in if you're... What it was, I was standing by that tree nice and quiet. So I re-tackled and I thought the hook was blunt. I might caught it on the stone or something and missed a couple of fish. This is definitely a better fish. Don't want it at all. You can. Look at the colours in that, and the eye especially. Great fish. Well, that was a lucky one, to be honest. If I hadn't have heard him slurping away down the margins here, and then just dropped that bread quietly on his nose, he possibly didn't even hear the float go in, just sort of almost lower it on. So I'm going to walk around the other side, wind's coming up a bit, pushing bits of bread in here, but they're not going nuts on the bed, I'll be perfectly honest. But I'm doing okay. Everybody else is gone. Another gentleman's gone over there as well. Right, let's try the corner. I thought I'll come around while I can, and I'm going to fish exactly where those guys are fishing. There's 3 of them here, and I didn't get a fish, I don't think. One thing I did notice, the gentleman at the other end, he had one. They're float fishing on the bottom. They're feeding on the bottom, whatever, pellets, corn, whatever. But I'm wondering, I was just fishing away, I've never really thought of this before. The koi carp really are bred for an ornamental carp. Now, does that mean that they're near the surface, that the people that initiated the breeding of them thousands of years ago or whatever knew they would be nearer the surface so they could see the patterns? Because there'd be little point in paying £500 for a koi carp that went straight down on the bottom like a tench and you never saw it. You'd be really ticked off, wouldn't you? And as you would be if you were a fish breeder. You'd breed all these fish, spend hundreds of thousands of pounds, and then you sell them and they'll go like carp and dig a route around the bottom. So I'm wondering, is that why floating bait generally seems to be better than a bottom fish bait, float fishing or ledger? Answers on a postcard. Better still, in the comments page. Let me know. I'm no expert. I don't know. It's just a theory I've got. Koi carp swim nearer the surface. Right, see if we can get one more. Always one there. spooked. I put that in as quiet as I could, and he's still spooked. There's a second fish out there. Sometimes I think they feel those ripples from the bait going in, if they know there's bait going in. Oh, there's a bigger fish. Here he comes. He's going to look at it. There he goes, turned off. Amazing, I've seen quite a few slightly bigger fish, I guess 8-pounders, and they definitely turn away. They're way more spooky. There's a light coloured one. I don't know if you guys are going to pick it up there. I'm going to see if I can draw my bread back. I think if I move it again, the bread will come off. But he's just drifting down there. You might just see sort of milky colour in the water. Well, I've got one hooked up now. It's swum through a branch. I think I've still got the branch on there. It's got the most bizarre orange stomach to it I've ever seen, ever. I'd love to get it in to show you. Look at that. Are we going to get lucky? Not at the moment. I've got to try and probably get the branch as well. I hate these big nets so much, you just can't. And then they get tangled in roots on the bottom, look. This is a ridiculous fish. This is like something that should be in Borneo or somewhere. Come on. No. I don't know, you might have got rid of that stick now. That's bizarre how they seem to scrap more coming closer in. Ah, he's got rid of the stick. Right, let's see if we get lucky. Yeah, we got him. We got him. Or her. This thing is ridiculous. Look at it. They all are. But this one, I've never seen anything like this one before. I'm calling it two-tone. They very often have carp of names, don't they? Two-tone. No, I know what the name for this one is. Has anybody caught this one? It's called Fanta. I hereby, using a waggler and a piece of bread and an Avon rod, I hereby name this carp Fanta. That's the most unbelievable coloured fish I think I've caught, short of the tropics. Keep still, we're trying to get you on YouTube. You could be famous, Fanta. That is a bizarre looking fish. Don't go over the lens, bud. Brilliant. Well, I think we've nearly had it. I've dropped my rag, so I'm going to have to pick that up on the way round. I might as well move all the way round now. Getting through the bread, but there is a lake up there. I might try and get a mirror and a common out of it if I can. I think I've tried that once before. I forget it was predominantly mirrors in there, or commons or something like that. But I wonder where those other guys left. Maybe they're just going to go have lunch. But they're missing some good fishing. Right, I've one try round there. If I don't see anything big, I'm moving on. Well, boys, there's a bucket load of fish round this side. And whether they're takers or not remains to be seen. I'm just going to fish a single one because the geese are there. Not the geese. What do they call those moorhen things? Crust stealers, I call them. I'll just try a single piece for a while. If I put too much out there, oh, there's one coming up to it. He's going to see it, I feel sure. Yes, he has. Turned away. Stupid, but not that stupid. Some of them are swimming quite fast. Oh, there's a batch of 3 coming in from the left. I reckon one of those might take the gold one. No, he's gone straight under it. That's not very nice. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 in a batch here. Like in batches of 3 and 4. Now let it hang fire for a second. You can see I've got an entire lake to myself. And now the guy's run out of petrol with a chainsaw, strimmer or whatever he had, strimmer I guess. There's a bigger one. I'm going to try and tease that. That's a bigger one. He might come up. No. Look at this thing going along. It's like something that's escaped from Fort Knox. I expect the bread will fall out, but you never know. Oh, he's looking. He did look. No, he saw the line. What? Spooked. That one is going that way. Oh, it's a batch of 4. Turned away. Did you see that there? Right, a couple more casts and I'll call it quits. I've just dropped some in really close. Look, look, look. Look how nervous they are. He took one. That's a decent sized fish. I'll come around here. See if you can. That big gold one took one, look. Here he comes again. 2 of them. And over there as well. So we might luck out with one more fish. Here comes another one. And the other thing, the gold ones are obviously going to be seen by us anglers more. Will they be targeted more? And therefore are the gold ones a higher price because they're more wary? Answers in the comments. Are gold ones harder to catch than the sort of ghost colour white ones? This one's just finished here. All the flowers have dropped off there, and that's the last ones of the foxglove just hanging there. That's late in the year. Lovely to see though. I feel one more fish coming. Well, I did say I fancied one more fish. Oh, it's a big gold one. Fort Knox special. It might almost be fish of the day, this, or fish of the afternoon. Come on, man. He's just showing off for YouTube, this one. Right, I'm going to switch off till I get him in the net. He's still not ready. I think he knows the net. He must be the most colourful one in there and gets caught the most, maybe. He's in. Goodness me. Oh yeah. Oh, that's different altogether. That one is different altogether. Crikey, no wonder this was such a scrapper. Look at that. That is verging on the bazaar, people. Have you seen anything? And look at these, the tiny scales, the detail in those gold bars there. Unbelievable. A crackerjack fish in the koi lake. That's a good lump too. Well, I'm walking back and there's another lake called the Beginner's Lake. I've got to have a look in there, haven't I, as a beginner. So I've fished here before. I've thrown some bread out and they're like piranhas over there. It probably looks like you're going to be outnumbered by substantially by common carp. There's people up the inside there, and nobody's fishing on the point there. I feel it's a one cast wonder here. Oh, here we go, first cast. I did say first cast, didn't I? It'd be a common word for that. Just switch off till I get him in, save battery. Well, weren't they some of the weirdest coloured fish you could ever want to catch in Britain? I felt like I was fishing in the tropics. Well, the sun did come out for a little bit. Anyway, moving on, time for a random section. A little wander around aeroplanes and torpedoes. Here is the outside, the runway. Taxi area, berthing area, call it what you will. Not much going on up there. Control tower is way down through there. And I don't know, is Yeovil that way up on the hill where Mike used to live up there? Because he had a bunker, he's got it up on his TA outdoors. He was rejuvenating an old World War II bunker, safety bunker. I've got a feeling he might have been up on that hill. So you can see, in contrast to the, I'll call it the rotary engine here, all the pistons like that, you've got the inline engine here. It says this one was a de Havilland Gypsy Major inline cylinder piston. 130 horse. Engine was fitted to many light aircraft such as the DH Tiger Moth and the Chipmunk. Just wondering if we can have a walk up in there. Oh, they're crazy in the cafe deck. Feed them in a minute. And you can see the cockpit. You can actually climb in this. I won't bother climbing in there because I probably won't get out. Two-seater. All the gadgets and knobs and God knows what else. Is there anybody out there that's ever flown one of these type of aircraft? Doesn't look very comfortable, I have to say. Just going to squeeze into this one just to get a view of what you see. And guys, trust me, there's the pedals, the joystick there, and you can see, to be honest, visibility wise, very little. You would have had to put yourself really in the realms of trusting all the instrumentation here, I feel, to actually get it done, get the job done. Just concentrate on the instrumentation there. I tell you people, I've got in, I've now got to get out. Another folding aircraft for going under on an aircraft carrier. A Hawker Sea Fury FB11, 48 to 55, 38 feet wingspan, 1,045 miles when fitted with two 90-gallon drop tanks. That's a big lump of an engine, look. 18 cylinders, 2-row Centaurus. Here's another sort of torpedo, guys. Somebody tell us, would these be the explosives or what? How big is the explosives? Again, twin reverse propellers I'm calling them. Otherwise it's going to pull it off course all the time because you can't steer it like with the rudder. What? There is a rudder there actually, to the lie ground there is the rudder. If they're doing that like 80 years ago, can you imagine what they're doing now? And this used to run at 46 miles an hour, can you believe? Look at all the intricate gears there for steering and that, I guess. Oh, we're back to the nutters. The nutters are here. I'm echoing away. Well, do you know what? I never even realised, well, I wouldn't, would I? I wasn't born in the Second World War. I didn't realise how big a torpedo was. And going at what, 45, 50 miles an hour under the water? Pretty impressive stuff. Can you imagine what they go like now? Must be scary. So scary, it's best that I get over and have a chat with Grant and tackle up and see what he's got to show us this week.
Right, hi there guys. Get asked all the time, why does everything look so different when people come back to fishing after 30 years? So I said to Graeme, I've got a couple of old boxes that people might remember from back in the day out in the shed. So I've just come out with Graeme and I've dug them out. So when I upgraded from having my cantilever box, this is what I got probably 25 years ago, maybe 30 years ago now. So this box is probably coming on for 40 years old. So it's called a Reeve Continental box, and what it is, they used to have stacker trays, so you could have more sections or less. So these here, you clip them on and off, and you can lift them off.
Oh, it comes right off, yeah.
Obviously that's a tray version, well, I've broken it because they're very an old box now. And literally you pop them back in, and then if you only clip the back ones in, obviously you can now flip it open. Obviously we have a few different.
So these would be like time?
Yeah, so the match fishermen. So there'd have been like a winder tray with the pole winders in. That's why it's so shallow. Yeah,
I see. Yes.
And obviously this one on here, it's just a tray with a side drop.
Like that.
Shot things like that. So you put that on your box, you stowed it, and then which you've got on the bottom then is just your, like, I suppose, like a storage compartment ready. You put all your bits and pieces.
Reels, bits and bobs like
Reels,
that.
bits
yeah.
and pieces. So a very basic box, light aluminium. No adjustment on legs or things like that, you just put it down and fish off it. But you know, that box is, I think, if anyone can correct me better on your comments, I would say coming on for 40 years old.
Really, yeah. Someone must be out there that recognises us.
Yeah,
say, yes, I have one of those.
Box. So yeah, it would have been big on the match guys back in the day. And obviously I've started rubbing this back to repaint it, which I've never got round to doing. It's just ended up in the shed. But I won't get rid of it because I just
yeah, it's a bit of history, isn't it? Yes,
well, it actually did go, and a friend gave it back to me years later. So yeah. And then I've got another version here, a bit similar. This one's Sundridge, so people remember Sundridge maybe. Is it a Sundridge one? Am I talking rubbish? No, I'm talking rubbish. That's Watercraft, I think it's called, which was an older make, which I think was the same as a Sundridge. Right, I'm going to try and work this now, guys. I can't remember how they work. Right, and this bit in here, we lift the tray up. This is what we call a winder tray with my few flies and casters that are in
just are they 40-year-old caster cases?
But I think, well, I don't know about that on them, but I could probably sell one of them. I could hook it on maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, so a shallow tray on the top, which I would imagine would have been for your pole floats and winders, yeah. So that one locks on there, and I believe this one's got locking side drawers. So you've got 4 different drawers.
I see,
so
on the side as well.
I believe you push that and that's it. And then this one's got dividers, so you can obviously put to make it the length you want it to.
And of course the thing is, I can see now, not ever had one, but you don't want all the drawers at the front because your legs are there, aren't they? So you want them either side.
Yeah, so normally you have a few at the front, a couple at the side, and you get around, but you're exactly correct. So there's a few old relics lying there. Well, I think that's probably gone.
I think that might be it.
That basically is.
Past its sell by day, that one. Yeah, you got all the space and everything, yeah.
Yeah. So
there's your pole winders,
there's
guys.
some pole winders there. Oh yeah, so as I was saying on that top tray,
That's why they're shallow then, all the match boxes, yeah.
Yeah, because it's just really it's shot and a few bits you put in there, isn't it? It's not a lot.
Did the ordinary coarse fishing guys, would they add trays, or was it purely really matchmen that want this?
They do, because it's convenience. So having extra trays, bits and pieces. The match guys probably have more in the way of trays. I was going to be silly then and say there's more this side, but it's
the other side,
the box, obviously. So, and then obviously this one is another compartment. So I imagine the two red bits you see are the trays for the sliding drawers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know what's in there. There might be a couple of surprises. There we go. It's a bit stiff, There we go. So it turns to there on a cutout. An old random reel, an Abu Cardinal 357. That's all metal as well, that is.
Looks like it had a lot of use as well.
I can't imagine so. Like most things, I think, when we buy stuff for sea fishing, this, that, if you get to go, great. But yeah, there's a bit of an old relic in there.
They're either never used much in good condition or put away and sold.
Oh yes. Pocket balance scale. Cool, they won't weigh big enough for you, Graeme, although you're big fish you catch.
I did have one. I used to weigh suitcases if we used to go abroad and all this. I was always paranoid about surcharges.
Oh, they are classic.
Oh no, that's me. Yeah, that's the one £5 as well.
A couple of old spools. What's that? Adrenaline Series 7 feeder reel. I don't know if it's got any interesting. It packs with a real punch. Oh wow, look at that. So that is the manual there for the seat box.
Oh yeah, got it all there.
And that's a throwing spoon basically.
That's
onto your
it clips
box,
on somewhere.
And then obviously, I'm assuming, flung out your bait with it. There you go, look at that.
Watercraft seat box.
And then that style box you see the corner of there is like the original, I call like a Shakespeare plastic box.
Yeah.
You probably remember them.
I remember I had one of those blue ones, yeah.
So yeah.
Two little push-in thumb buttons to open the lid, I think it was.
That's it. There you go. Well, that's watercraft. So I don't know if we've got a date on there. Does it give us a date?
Someone will remember it. But
there you go.
Looking on from there, so that's say 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've seen some of the giant things that's available now. Have you got anything inside?
I have in the shop. Yeah, we can show you some. So really now, as a match angler, they like to have everything around you.
Yeah.
Everything to hand. So you have side trays, pole rollers, your bump bars. So everything you do is to hand. You don't have to get off your box. So
for speed, isn't it?
Yeah, so when you see the guys sitting there looking like they're on some spaceship thing that's going to do the fishing for them, it is purely about having access to everything, simply about getting off your box. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll show you some of the other boxes that we've got inside, and that will show you the difference between the old and the new then. So
yeah.
Alright guys, so we just showed you the ones outside from the container from what they were 35, 40 years ago, and this is where we're at now really. So like a little small version over here by Daiwa, and this is the all singing, all dance. Don't worry, it's not a top end box because I've got the one out with the smaller legs on, so I'm going to have to show you the difference between them. So what you get with the box today is, that's how it comes basic, yeah, and then you can add attachments. So you can buy side trays that come off the legs, feeder arms, keep net arms. Perhaps I'll do a video one day with you and show you how you put all the components on it. So obviously quite a nice height for me, because you've got a a foot plate on this. So this is designed so you don't get wet, horrible, manky feet, and then this bar comes into play when you use it.
So that actually pulls all the way out just for a foot plate.
Yep. So then you drop these back in.
They're spoiled rotten, these mats, aren't they? Look, foot plate.
Right. So let's see. Here it locked, so it's not going to fall out. Okay. So for me now, if I was sitting on this box, I wouldn't like it because
it's now too high.
My knees are higher than my hips are about level. For me personally, I don't like it. I'd rather be high. So you can buy individual sections. So like, although you can slot this, that would be for putting say like pole winders in, things like that.
Yep.
Okay, and then obviously top compartment, that's just your seat.
Nice padded.
And then what you can do with these sort of things, so say if I think, oh, I need it to be an inch higher, you can buy the trays individually. So you unclip both sides, lift it off, add your next tray in,
yep,
and then pop it back on, so you could then be this high.
Yep.
So if you were taller with longer legs, you want to get your box up a bit higher, okay? Because this frame is fixed to the legs, you can't extend the seat high, where some of them use a slightly different option.
Configuration or something.
Yeah, so this one, obviously, for levelling, you can level all your legs up, front and back. I'll show you a little gadget on here that some of you might laugh at. And I used to think that's a bit silly, but to be fair, actually, when you're sat on the bank and you're trying to use it, it does work very well. So I'm going to tell you what it is. I'll see if you spot it, Graeme.
No, I can't see it.
A level in your
oh,
plate
God
box,
almighty.
which sounds absolutely ridiculous. So this has got you can just see the bubble in the middle.
It's got its own spirit level there.
Yeah. So I know it sounds ridiculous, but if you sit on your box and you're not level,
yes, yeah,
it's very uncomfortable after a while. Especially if you're going to fish with a pole that you're holding 16 metres out or something, it's very uncomfortable.
Cramp in the back of the knees or something, back of the legs.
So generally they do that. So these just adjustment as in.
Oh, I got it up and down there.
These are a bit posh. These are double extended, so you can then.
Oh God!
So you can get that seat box quite high, but from what I was saying, the platform's still attached to the same height, so you can't drop the seat from the platform. So I'd still have to raise my seat box for my longer legs, if you like. But fantastic bit of kit. Like if you are looking at the match style fishing, and you wanted a box, then like the Preston boxes, they're all much alike. You know, I'm not biased to any brand. I like them all. Matrix, Preston, Daiwa.
Yeah, they all do similar stuff.
Stuff. So you can add all the bits.
Nice hard seat.
Oh, they're solid. So the only other thing you'll see now is all the older seat boxes had 25 and 30mm legs. They used to be square, a lot of them, and now they've gone to the round. So that's a 30mm leg. Right, this is only a little seat box over here, but you'll find a lot of the bigger top end boxes, they're heavy. They put a 36mm leg on it.
Oh,
it's more purchase and bite into it, so they're just solid. You could jump up and down on the seat box with 36mm and you wouldn't even notice. This is just a basic, what they call a canal box. So you can get a side tray, some attachments on it if you wanted to.
All extras and accessories.
A little back seat and literally one simple drop down middle box. So there's nothing posh with that, just a little seat there. Ideal really for a junior as well who's maybe into that sort of style of fishing, or if you just wanted a lighter box you can still actually carry, because these are not, I will tell you now, these are not designed to carry. No, it's a barrow job, but this one's got back support. Back support, carry strap on this one. Yeah. So this is all sort of aluminium, this one, so it's all very, well yeah, I am quite strong obviously, but you know, that's yeah, no, a nice little seat box. So what's that tray in the bottom of the big one there, Grant? So the tray, sorry, I've wandered off there. So it looks like a sort of tray thing. The tray, so again, it's like this stacker system, but you don't have any deep dish on the bottom like we used to on some of the older boxes to put your extra tackle. So where they put the reels? To be honest, now, the way the fish... Oh, they don't have reels, it's pole, isn't it? Well, it's pole, or all your rods now are made up in your rod bags with your reels on ready to go. I know what you mean, yeah. So the style of fishings have changed from, say, when match fishing was years ago. You'd probably show up and set your rod up on the bank. Now they've got it set up, it's ready to go. So this tray here, I've just unlocked the sides so it keeps it in place, and this is just like a stack tray system. So you can add trays to this to make it higher, to put more in. So they might have, you know, you might have a winder set that might be your commercial carp set, then you might have your river set, and then your canal set. That's if you were really keen, but I mean, you'd have to be a very keen angler to fill that up anyway. And the guys do, who are seriously into match fishing, if they're fishing somewhere, say Willingshurst commercial fishery. You hook a carp, you want to change that. They might not even change the hook length. They might just change the rig straight over. Deal with the new rig layout. It's all about speed and time. So every time you're changing and doing something, you're not fishing in the water. You're losing time and money on fish basically. So but again, as we said, fishing could be competitive, it could be as relaxed, it could be whatever you like. But this is the sort of tool for the job if you're going to get into the competition style fishing. But even, to be honest, pleasure fishing, it's fine, but you would not want to walk too far with it. It would have to go on a trolley system, if I'm honest. I don't know if you flip the camera around over there, Graeme, that's the sort of trolley systems you would use just around on the left-hand side. Oh, got it here, there, yeah. Like four-wheel barrow. So that one's actually got like a little electric conversion. I see that, it's got a little motor on it or something. Yeah, we're doing a little run for them because some of the guys now are getting more elderly in their age with the match fishing, and they've decided when it's getting heavy and heavy, they'd like to actually use a motorised barrow. So, but yeah, so as of the boxes, they're not the cheapest things in the world. Don't get me wrong, you can buy them for probably 100 quid, 150 quid. You can see the difference in the quality, when you go through. So if you want to buy something for long-term life, so this box as a brand new box would be roughly about $5.99.
Yep.
You can add your bits and pieces to it, but don't get me wrong, the boxes go up to whatever you want to pay for them now. So you know, a very expensive box you get on for £1,000, but
Wow.
you can get cheaper than this as well. So this is what I would call the entry-level match fishing box, and that's all. Maybe you still have to be a very keen angler to want to invest in it, but a good bit of kit. But yeah, a bit different to what we had 25, 30, 40 years ago.
Well, it's nice to see those old boxes. Is anybody out there remember fishing from those two early vintage boxes? If so, let us know in the comments page. Anyway, I'm off now. I've got to do a little bit of fishing, hoping it's going to warm up again. The weather goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. There's some blindingly good weather and the fish don't feed. Then it changes, it goes to low pressure. You think, yes, get out there on the beach. No, I still can't catch anything. I know a lot of people don't catch off the beach as well. You've got to go all night really to give it a good go in the UK. So keep watching, look out for the Friday film. Don't forget, pop over to Mike's channel, TA Outdoors, see what he's up to. Hit that subscribe button if you so wish. Or if you get carried away and can't help yourself, you might want to press the like button. If you do, great. And if you don't, it doesn't matter really, you know me. I'm going to make the films anyway. I'm going to dig out some more of the random films for you. And we'll see you next week.